Ramesh woke up every morning before the sun rose. While the city was still asleep, he quietly stepped out of his small rented room, careful not to wake his daughter, Anaya. He watched her for a moment as she slept on the thin mattress, her school books neatly stacked beside her. That sight alone gave him the strength to face another long day. Ramesh worked as a cycle repairman in a narrow lane near the bus stand. His hands were always rough, stained with grease and dust, but he never complained. Customers often ignored him or bargained harshly, yet he accepted it all with a gentle smile. What they didn't know was that every coin he earned was counted with one purpose: to give Anaya a better life than his own. Anaya's mother had passed away when she was just 5 years old. Since then, Ramesh had become both father and mother to her. He learned to braid her hair, pack her lunch, and listen patiently to her stories from school. Some nights when exhaustion overwhelmed him, he sat silently in the corner, wiping away tears Anaya never saw. Anaya was a bright student. Her teachers praised her curiosity and discipline, often telling Ramesh that she had a promising future. Each compliment filled his heart with pride, but it also brought fear. He worried about how he would afford her education as she grew older. His income was barely enough for rent, food, and school fees. One evening, Anaya came home excited. Her school had selected her for a science camp in another city. It was a great opportunity, but the fee was high. When she shared the news, her smile slowly faded as she saw her father's silence. "It's okay, Appa," she said softly. "I don't have to go." Ramesh forced a smile and nodded, but that night he couldn't sleep. He stared at the ceiling, thinking of all the dreams Anaya deserved. By morning, he had made a decision. Over the next few weeks, Ramesh worked longer hours. He skipped meals, drank only tea to keep going, and took extra repair work late into the night. When that wasn't enough, he sold his old wristwatch, the last gift from his late wife. He didn't tell anyone. He didn't ask for sympathy. He simply endured. On the day the school fee was due, Ramesh handed the money to Anaya's teacher with trembling hands. Anaya went to the camp, unaware of the sacrifices behind her chance. She returned full of stories, experiments, and dreams. Ramesh listened with shining eyes, hiding his weakness behind a proud smile. Years passed. Anaya grew into a confident young woman and earned a scholarship to study engineering. At her college orientation, a speaker talked about sacrifices parents make in silence. That day, Anaya looked at her father and truly saw him, not just as a hard-working man, but as a hero. That night, she found the empty space on his wrist where the watch once was and understood everything. Tears rolled down her face as she hugged him tightly. "I promise, Appa," she whispered, "your sacrifices will never be wasted." Ramesh said nothing. He simply smiled, knowing that every silent sacrifice had been worth it.